Hello, I'm meteorologist Bill Steffen, and boy, do we have a great weekend weather-wise shaping up for us. It should be partly to mostly sunny for both Saturday and on Sunday. How often you see that in late November, where we normally have one of our cloudiest stretches of the entire year, from late November into early January. Well, it is November 22nd. Thought I'd start out with a pretty picture to show you. This is from the Rio Grande area of southwest Texas. Beautiful fall colors there. And of course, they have so many sunny days, but it's a great place to go hiking. That's around Big Bend National Park. And that's from an image from the National Park Service sent out. So it's kind of neat. All right, let's go on. Today's weather. This is the high temperatures across the area. We've got Lansing, Coldwater, and Ionia made it up to 50. Temperatures away from the lake were just a little bit warmer than the inland areas. By the way, if you look in that picture, you can see one fishing boat, and it looks like a pretty small boat to be out on a big lake like that. That was over at the Muskegon Channel earlier on Friday. Grand Rapids had a high temperature of 49 degrees. As you got toward the lake, Muskegon just 45. Holland 46, and up north, Ironwood at 34 degrees, their high temperatures. So kind of chilly up there. If you look over on the right side, you see a picture from the South Haven Pier. There's a lot of fishing poles there, people fishing. And I noticed if you look real close, you can see red, white, and blue patriotic, buckets that are there. A number of people walking up and down the pier today, enjoying the day. We're down to 9 hours and 30 minutes of daylight. And we'll lose another half an hour's worth of daylight before it reaches bottom and starts going back the other way. We lose another degree on our average high temperature at 44. And the month of November is now 1 degree cooler than average here in Grand Rapids. We've had a lot of sunny days here relative to what we might normally find, a little bit more in the way of sunshine. So it's been a pretty nice month. Record high temperature today is set back in 1913 at 66, and the record low 13. That was in 1929, the year the stock market crashed. Lakeshore forecast, south to southwest winds by afternoon. The wind could be kind of variable in direction during the morning. Waves should increase to around 1 to 3 feet. Water temperatures mid-40s there, as you can see. Not many people at the Holland Beach, but like I said, it'll be a pretty good day to be walking around out there today and also for tomorrow. Here's 66-hour precipitation. That yellow indicates over an inch of rain will fall in those areas, actually over 1.5 inches. The orange is over 2 inches, so that Red River Valley of Texas, Oklahoma is really going to get a soaking. More showers for Southern California through Arizona into New Mexico. Some fairly heavy rains occurring in the Pacific Northwest once again, with snow on top of the higher mountains. We'll go to our 66-hour snowfall map, and some interesting information down there in the bottom. You can see some snow in the Adirondacks, the Green Mountains of Vermont, White Mountains of New Hampshire, and up into Maine. They've had a lot of snow there. Jay Peak is a ski area. I think that's near Stowe, Vermont, if I'm not mistaken. 46 inches of snow in the last week they've had, and 93 inches so far for the season. They are going to be opening up today, the ski area there, and they say it's almost like January conditions. So if you want to go skiing there, you can see Colorado's getting a lot of snow. The mountains of Montana, Big Sky Country getting snow, and the higher mountains of the Cascades. I don't think Mount Baker is open yet out in Washington State. I don't think they have snowmaking equipment. They get so much snow there during the course of the winter anyway, but they're probably not fired up as of yet. No snow for Michigan here over the next several days. Severe weather outlook for Saturday. There is a risk of a non-severe thunderstorm. I'm not anticipating any severe weather, but that would go from Arizona all the way to the Atlantic, including Birmingham, I guess. Let's take a look at Sunday. Sunday, there is a marginal risk in central Texas of a severe thunderstorm, and that could be marginal large hail or marginally severe strong gusty winds. And all of that, of course, will stay well to the south of us here in the state of Michigan. We have one tropical cyclone to talk about. This is Fina, and this is on the north side, the northern areas of Australia. It is moving southwest, so it's going right along the coastline. The center of the storm went to the northwest of Darwin. It's probably going to go to the northwest of Wyndham. And while it is a kind of a Category 1 hurricane, not a big hurricane by any means, it is producing some heavy rains and some strong winds along the coastline there. It will likely come inland northwest of Wyndham there, and also and then kind of fade away. And after that, we'll probably be done with the hurricane season for 2025. Partly mostly sunny skies expected this weekend, low to mid 40s today, up to 50 here on Sunday. Even at the lake, it could make 50. Next rain comes late Monday night and Tuesday, so you can plan on that. You got 2 good days here for Saturday, Sunday. I think during the day, Monday is still dry, but Monday night, probably around or after midnight, it starts raining. And it rains on and off here Tuesday, but it's mild. And then colder weather moves in, which will change that rain over to a mix of rain and snow here for Wednesday. Today, partly sunny, about 45 degrees, early morning 28, a little bit of frost out there early. Humidity drops to 55%, winds turn to the south-southwest by afternoon at 5 to 15 miles an hour. And taking a look at high temperatures across the area today, a touch warmer at Lake Michigan, as you can see. Grand Rapids getting up to about 44, 45. South Haven at 47. If you're heading to Chicago, 50 there. Over toward Detroit, 46. Up north, Traverse City gets a pleasant 45. They get downslope warming with a south wind. And Traverse City is about a degree or two warmer than some of the surrounding areas there. You can see the difference between Traverse City and Gaylord that doesn't get the downslope warming, and so they're just at 40. And low 40s up across upper Michigan. Then we turn to Sunday, and Sunday I've got out 50. The computer says 49, South Haven 49, Ludington 47, everybody pretty much the same here. And it should be a nice day over in the Detroit area here on Sunday as well. So all in all, 2 great days coming up. Monday's looking pretty good, though it may cloud up late in the day on Monday. Look at the high temperature Monday, 54. That's about 11 degrees warmer than average for this time of year. I got an 80% chance of rain out for next Tuesday and about a 60% chance of a mix of rain and snow here Wednesday. Thanksgiving Day, there'll probably be some snow showers around. I think it's still warm enough that the snow is pretty much going to melt on the area roads, so travel going into Thanksgiving really not too bad. But the long-range outlook still looks cold. Got the 8 to 14-day outlook here to share with you. And a lot of blue across the country here. So if our average temperatures are low 40s, this would give us a lot of days with high temperatures here in the 30s. And that would be from November 28th, day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, through December 4th. So winter's coming, and look at this. Look at all that green. Fair amount of precipitation across the area, including here in Michigan. Most of our long-range models that look at 15-day snowfall in Michigan are giving West Michigan here about 2 to 6 inches. So no big storms, but certainly some snow, and probably at some point in time here into the first week of December, there will be a little bit of accumulating snow out in the grassy areas. So ho, 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 Santa is coming.
Well, enjoy your nice days of weather, though.
Yeah, the next couple of days look really good. We got the Grand Rapids Santa Claus parade coming up here, so that's.
Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that. Look at that.
Oh, well, look who's there.
There you are with Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, I've had fun talking to Santa over the years. There's some great Santas. Hudsonville just had their Santa parade, and Hudsonville's always had a nice Santa. Grand Rapids has had a good one. They had one guy that was Santa here for a lot of years, like 20 years in a row. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, it should be neat. And it's at 5:30. We used to have that parade. It's Saturday morning, and now it's in the evening. It starts at 5 o'clock. So as soon as you get out of work, head downtown and say hi to all my buddies down there in the parade. And tree lighting too, by the way, isn't it? 50,000 lights or something like that on that tree.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, pretty amazing.
Okay, November 22, 1975 was the first MHSAA football championships. It wasn't until 1975. I don't know of a time that we didn't have them, but they're actually only been around. This would be the 50th year.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
And the MHSAA was founded in 1924, and they held a basketball championship right away. But there were many many years between then and when they started having a football championship. And I think now it depends on how many schools that they have that sponsor each kind of sport, whether they've got a playoff and what's involved in it. And I tried to find statistics on how many schools are playing football today. And what I found was that 498 Michigan high schools have football teams out of about 1,100 high schools in Michigan.
Interesting. 1,100 high schools in Michigan. That's a lot.
So more don't have them, but I would imagine that there would be specialty schools, art schools, charter, that kind of thing.
We wish everybody well that's in the high school football playoffs. Those going on at the current time, and a lot of local teams doing very well.
Yeah, and always a special day if your school gets to go play in the semifinals and the finals.
My high school did that a couple of times when I was there. I went to a high school with over 4,000 students, so it was pretty hard to make a basketball or a football team. So,
but you were intramural champ that one time.
I was the intramural individual champion my senior year, and I participated in a lot of sports. And you got a couple of points for participating, but I think I won 2 or 3 events. Mostly because very few people competed, but I did badminton. I did something called smash, where you hit you take a paddle and you hit this ball into like a metal box that's got little wings on it, and it can bounce off. And then the other, it's like playing pickleball, except you're both on the same sides, hitting it into a. And there were so few people that did smash. I guess I was by default the best one.
Yeah, but that's awesome that you figured out that there was the competition and you read the rules and you could figure out your odds of winning.
It made a big difference to participate in every sport and to do well enough in the individual sports, like badminton, that. You could climb your way up to the top, but I still have a medal for that. It's kind of tarnished with time here, and probably nobody else is going to do anything but throw it out when I die. But that was something that was very, very important.
We'll totally fight over it. We promise, because you've talked about it so much.
I did. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, I was on the golf team one year, though I never played in a competition. I was the last one to make the team. Tryouts were in March, and the temperature was like 30, and everybody else froze, but I was a caddy used to being outside, so I broke 100, and if you broke 100, you made the team. How different it is today, where you actually have decent golfers on the golf team. But that's one thing I kind of regret a little bit, that I didn't keep up with golf. So I haven't played golf in years, and I'm getting old now and kind of creaky, but I did all right, because I learned how to play as a caddy.
Was the last time you went golfing with me and your sister in Tennessee?
Yes, I believe so.
We should go again. That was fun.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that. I remember the best drive I ever had. I remember the best 3-wood I ever had was at Holland Country Club, and I just smoked a 3-wood. And I for some reason my timing was right. I remember the best putt I ever had. I remember the birdie that I got when I played with Chichi Rodriguez. Let's see. I remember the best 4-iron, the best 5-iron, the best 6-iron that I ever had. Wow. We could just go on reminiscing about golf, my golf career through the whole show here. We should probably move on.
Okay, I thought this was important. This is another remarkable person from Grand Rapids, and there are a lot of awesome people from Grand Rapids. November 2, 1866, Anna Caulfield McKnight was born in Cascade, and she died in Grand Rapids in 1947. She was a speaker, traveler, and suffragist. She met 3 different popes and President Taft and lectured throughout the United States, and was president of the Grand Rapids Ladies Literary Club. And this is one of her travel slides that I found from 1910 in Israel.
1910.
This woman got herself all around the United States and Israel, among other places, to take that photo.
Why have I never heard of her? I'm surprised. I mean, I've lived in Grand Rapids for 50 years. Is this something they teach in schools?
I feel like if we had been contemporaries, she and I would have been friends. I would have really admired her.
Yeah. And she lived into her 80s, it looks like. 81 maybe.
So many people that contributed to the Grand Rapids community and still continue to do so to this day.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
I spoke once at the Grand Rapids Literary Club, maybe more than once, I think twice.
So we weren't sure how to include this one because we're trying to kind of stay away from sad topics, but John F. Kennedy, May 29, 1917, which means he was born 2 years before Grandma, a year and a half before Grandma.
Yeah. My father was born in 1913, my mother in 1919.
Mm-hmm. And lived to this day in 1963. He was the youngest person ever elected president. He won at age 43. Theodore Roosevelt took office at age 42, but he was not elected.
That's true.
And Kennedy served in the House and the Senate before he was president. He represented Massachusetts. He had 4 children, served in the U.S. Navy, and won the Purple Heart.
That's right. PT 109, famous boat ship that he served on. Yeah. Very sad day. I remember it well. When the bell started ringing at church, and there was bad news coming.
All right, let's see what else we've got to share. We've got harvest pictures today.
Oh, look at that from John in Quincy County.
Yeah, this is a couple days ago, but I still thought it was worth a share.
Oh, sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. The leaves off the trees, as you can see. Either that or the tree is dead, one of the two. It doesn't look too healthy over there on the left side or on the right side. Yeah, a lot of the corn and soybeans have been picked up already. But we passed some unharvested fields yet. This past week, they've been out harvesting. And I think, it's been an interesting year because it's been fairly dry. And we saw them harvesting soybeans in Alpine Township, and they were really putting up a cloud of dust. Yeah, the way the wind was swirling, it almost looked like a tornado in the distance.
And I love when the pictures coincide, which they often do because of the change in season. So here's a harvest photo from Bernie Engels, and I think his come from Hamilton.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, it looks like they're doing corn there. Yeah, well, there'll be a lot of happy cows in Michigan, I'll tell you that. It should be neat. But yeah, we've had so many sunny days, and of course, without it being with it being dry there, you don't have to worry about the equipment getting stuck in the fields or anything like that. Or we've had years where it's been so wet it's hard to harvest.
Thanks, Bernie, for your contribution. And one more from Bernie.
Yeah, and let's salute all the farmers out there too. My Uncle Bill was a farmer. He grew up in Chicago, and it was interesting because all he ever wanted to do was to be a farmer. So he went from living the urban life to eventually buying a farm down in southern Illinois and having 1 or 2 of every animal. And they did corn and beans down there. And Aunt Pat made her own butter and ice cream and everything. It was a fun place to visit.
And this is Matt Rogers from November 17. This is White Lake in Whitehall. Beautiful shot.
It looks like it would be after sunset. You're looking west there out over the lake.
And I love those layers of clouds.
Yes, isn't that interesting? You've got the gray clouds there right after sunset, so the sun's not illuminating the bottom of the clouds. A little alto cumulus there, a little over there on the left side and right, and some lower clouds there as well.
All right, tell us all about your next trip.
Yeah, we're taking a trip here this next April for 11 days. We're leaving here, I believe it's about the 13th through the 23rd. And we're going to be going with Holiday Vacations once again. This is my 4th trip with Holiday Vacations. I'll be your host. We're going to Normandy, London, and Paris, along with the group from Grand Rapids. And we hope you can join us if you'd like. This is a great trip. We start out in London. We see all the sights of London, take a tour of the city and everything. Hop on a ferry, go over to Normandy and see Utah Beach and learn a lot about D-Day and what happened there during the war. And then we head on to Paris, where you will get an eyeful of Paris on our trip. So I think I've used that joke before here. People are groaning, but it should be a great trip. And there's a list of some of the things that we'll be seeing. And if you want, you can pause the video here and take a look yourself. Now, if you want some information, there's a little video that you can watch about the trip. It's at holidayvacations.com, and you can check that out. Look for the Normandy tour, and you can read up about it and see if you want to come along with us here. But it should be a great trip. I'm looking forward to it. I've become kind of a student of history. I've enjoyed learning more about history. Of course, I have a daughter that happens to have a history degree, and it should be fun. So I'm looking forward.
And Bill's a pro. He's been to London before.
Yes, a couple times. Tell you the truth.
Yeah, twice.
Twice I've been to London. I have never been to Paris. Now you've been to Paris many times, right?
I don't know about many times. I think once when the kids were little, and then we went through there because the seats were looking better out of Paris than they were out of Zurich. So we flew into Zurich and then took a train to Paris and then flew home. So I think only twice.
Oh, okay.
And my second Paris story is the second time we were there, the underground trains were under construction. So we were trying to leave the downtown and get back to the hotel. And we would go a couple train stops and then they would say, oh, the line's not operational, everybody off. And we'd pop back up and there'd be the Eiffel Tower. All right, regroup. How are we going to get out of here? So then we'd go back down, get on the train, go a couple stops. This train is under construction. Everyone exit. And we go up and there was the Eiffel Tower. And it went on so many times. We stopped for dinner because we got hungry trying to leave.
Dog day.
Yeah. But, you know, everything can be worked out. Any problem that you have, if you ever get that frustrated, then just get in a cab or a shared ride or something like that. There's always an answer.
Okay. Now, I'm the host of the tour, but we will have a guide with us, and the guide will sort out all of those problems for us. They know where the delays are and where the better hotels are that we will be staying in and all that. They scope all of this out ahead of time for you. You don't have to worry about it.
And how can people get more information?
holidayvacations.com.
And you still get a discount if you watch the video.
Yes, I think it's $100. So you watch the video. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, check it out if you're interested in an adventure with a tour guide. And I promise you won't get lost on the underground train trying to get away from the Eiffel Tower. And
again, this is April. I think the dates are April 13th through the 23rd. So it's kind of light jacket sweater weather by mid-late April there.
And it can be your Christmas present to yourself.
Sure. Why not? Gail, my wife, will be coming along with us too. She'll be there, and we'll see what we can see.
And speaking of London, I found a photo for you.
Oh, no kidding. Wow. We got the eye in the background there. And that's kind of interesting. You can see the eye up there in the upper left-hand corner. It's big. I mean, the first little part is you get up to the tree, to the treetop level, and then you go up like 6 times that. So you're way up high in the air. You can see out forever. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, so thank you to everyone who subscribes to the YouTube channel. That helps us kick us up in the algorithms, and we appreciate it so much. And everyone who sends things in, bill@billsteffen.com. If you've got a comment, a show topic, a photo, we would love to use it. bill@billsteffen.com. And thank you so much to everyone who contributes to what we're doing here. We're having so much fun.
That is for sure. And I'll add a great weekend coming up weather-wise here. So get outside and enjoy. Once again, thanks for staying till the end.